I met this guy, and I thought he was the one, you know. I thought he was the one, you know, and everything was really good in the beginning. But we married very quickly. Didn't think nothing of it. But things right after marriage, things just started happening. Abuse started happening, verbally, physically abusive, you know, just started the attitudes, the yelling, you know, being physical with me, the pushing and the shoving, you know. I just was like, why is this happening? But I was thinking, like, you know, it's okay, everything was gonna be fine, but it never would stop, and it kept happening. But then during the pregnancy, it started being abusive as well. And that's when I was like, I can't have this going on with a baby. I gotta get out of this situation, you know? And that was my thought process, you know? But he had already just left. And then I was like, you know what? This is my opportunity. It's time for me to go. And so at that point, I was in Georgia, and everything was so expensive. Everything was just so costly, and I couldn't afford anything, you know? So I was like, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna go? You know, so I talked with my friend. I had a friend that lived here, and it was my best friend for over 20 years. And he was like, you should just come to Seattle. He said, there's resources, there's people, they will help you. And I didn't even think nothing else of it. And it was like, I was scared, but I was just like, you know, I called my parents and I said, you know what? I'm coming to Little Rock. Dad, I'm gonna need you to drive me to Washington State. It was hard for at least the first 4 months. I think I got my place in after 5 months being here. But before that, we had to sleep in our car a lot. So I didn't have no place to go. Then my baby was really sickly too in the beginning of his life. He was very sick. So I was in and out of the urgent care for at least 15, 20 times. So I know we spent a lot of time in our car. We had to spend lots of nights in the car, just in parking lots and sleeping in the car. When I first arrived here to Washington State, I went to the DHS office, and when I was there was a advocate for LifeWire, and when I got hooked into LifeWire, which that's the domestic violence people, and then when I got hooked into with them, then they told me about housing and how I can get hooked into housing, and that's when I became in contact with Wellspring. The first time I met with them, it was just like they were just so willing to do, you know, whatever I needed. Like, okay, you need diapers, you need wipes, okay, you need food, you need clothes, you need shelter. What bills do you need paid? You need this pay, you need that pay. And I was just like, wow. And it wasn't like they were just saying it. They were doing it. And it was being done. So that was like absolutely amazing.
I think for me, what really, I don't want to say surprised me, but was inspiring for me was how committed she was to being a mother. I mean, her world was her son, and not just her son, but making sure that he was healthy and that she was healthy. And so those were the things that were really inspiring for me, meeting her.
And I didn't have to worry. I didn't have no worries. They made sure of that.
She also came in very resourceful. Like she just, it was like a person that knows how to cook, and just, they needed the pots and the pans and the ingredients, and didn't need to give them the recipe. She had those things. And so it was really helping her to feel anchored where she was.
When you do move into these places, you move into the place, they make sure that you're not going to be homeless anymore, you know? So they make sure that you're moving into an affordable living situation where you can actually afford to live there. So that's been very great for me. I definitely find that they listen to me and my needs, and for my son needs too. Even when he's sick, you know, they make sure that, like, even just from making sure, like, the groceries come to my house versus me have to go and pick them up. So they definitely listen to my needs, and they meet them. And then Wellspring, just like they never will leave me. They're always there for me. You know, they call me every week, you know, to check in to see, hey, how you doing? How's it going? You know, and we literally, I mean, I feel like they're like my mother or my grandmothers or aunties or something, because we literally for like an hour or something just talking, you know. So it's like it's really good. I always had, you know, this thing that I'm just so independent and I could just do it on my own, you know. I'll just figure it out, you know. But I knew I needed help. I knew, and I had to just kind of just let go. I had to just let that go and say, hey, let me see what resources are out there. Let me see how someone else can help me, because I'm a single mom, you know, and that's not easy. It's hard. So and I can't do that by myself. I need someone to help me. My goal in my future, you know, I always try to look at it like my son is young, and what does 5 years and 10 years look from now? You know, would I still be at a rural court, or where would I be in my education? Where would I be going? You know, and I always want the best for my son. You know, I have 15 brothers and sisters. I have 15 brothers and sisters, and I never seen a community like this. You know, this community seemed like, for me, it has really came in a full circle for me. And it's just like it's connecting and it's connecting, and it's just like, and they're more my sisters and brothers, the people that are around me that are not, they're not, and these are people I just met, you know. And I feel more connected to this community here than my connection with my own personal family, you know. So it's amazing. I never seen anything like this before. I never would even imagine. I mean, I'm joyful and I'm so happy, and we don't even have a whole lot, but it's like we don't have no worries. We don't have no worries. We're happy. My baby's happy and healthy, you know, and I am too. So I'm loving life right now. It's really great.